Alrighty then, we are back with another interview. For this interview, we have questions answered by IMP, read off, answers read off by Herb Messiah. So let's just get right into it. What do you do for ULTRAKILL?
I'm a concept artist. I've designed characters, enemies, bosses, and a few props for the game.
What's your art history?
I went to art school and did a separate extra year of concept art. I'm not going to claim I learned nothing, but that year of concept art especially was a waste of time and money. I didn't really touch or study art afterwards, but picked it back up in 2016, and I've relearned almost everything on my own since then. I've made faster progress trying to improve on my own, but I didn't start from zero either.
What's your favorite medium to draw?
Digital and watercolor. Though I've been spoiled by digital drawing because anytime I draw on paper now, I get disappointed I can't Control-Z my way out of mistakes.
What kind of things do you like to draw?
I like designing and drawing anime waifus, especially Kemono Mimi, animal-eared girls, and monster girls. Besides that, I also enjoy drawing mecha and weird body horror monsters.
How long have you been on the team?
Late 2018. Hakita asked me if I wanted to design something for a game he was making. He had shown me videos of his game before, pretty much since he started working on it. That design ended up becoming the Swords Machine.
Favorite thing you've worked on?
Minos Prime because it was probably the fastest I ended up with a design Hakita really liked. Mind Flayer is the closest to what I usually draw for fun, but the designs I have the most fun with are the weird body horror ones like the Insurrectionist or the Hideous Mass.
Favorite piece you've finished?
Mind Flayer, both Prime Souls, Hideous Mass. Not easy to pick favorites, and my opinion constantly shifts.
Anything that you worked on that felt good to see in game?
Is it cheating to say everything? Anytime I finish up a design, I get really excited to see the 3D interpretation of it, and then how it moves and acts in game. It never gets old.
What has taken you the longest to finish?
Hideous Mass. It was the second design I had to make for ULTRAKILL at the time, and I felt like I was pushing myself harder than what my skills allowed me to do. I learned a lot from it though, and I'm really satisfied with how the design ended up.
Most challenging thing you've worked on, or anything you wish you could do again or do differently?
The giant robots that you can see in Violence. Designing it was difficult. Making something that is big and that actually looks big is not easy, and my art ended up having a lot of parts that suggested detail rather than actually having detail. Victoria had to fill in a lot of blanks, and she deserves a lot of props for her 3D model of it. So if I could go back, I would have made things a lot more detailed and clear.
Any community interactions that have stood out to you?
When Markiplier made a video on ULTRAKILL, that's when it really set in that this game was pretty big.
Any other projects you're working on that you feel passionate about?
I've made a few art pieces for Starbuster. Proto, the developer, also lent us textures and skyboxes from Starbuster you may have already seen in the Cybergrind. If a super fast-paced 2D action side-scroller with a grappling hook set in a universe inspired by old sci-fi books and prog rock album cover art sounds like your jam, you should check out Starbuster.
Programs or tools you'd recommend?
I use Clip Studio. I chose it over Photoshop because it was a one-time payment rather than a subscription service, but it seems they also switched over to a sub fee for newer versions of Clip Studio. I've only used it for a short time, but Krita seems like a decent free program for drawing, so if you're on a budget, check that out.
Any parting words or advice?
To new artists, flip your canvas once in a while. Or if you're working on paper, turn your drawing upside down or hold it up to a light or a window. Much easier to spot mistakes or be critical of your own work that way. But most important of all, have fun.
Socials?
On Twitter, it's BigRockBMP. On Blue Sky, it's bigrock.bsky.social. Both of those are 18 and up only. And then I have a Tumblr, which is BigRockMDL.